You open your front door to a guest, and your dog immediately launches off the floor. They are bouncing off the walls, their tail is a blur, and they're letting out a volley of sharp barks. If you're like most people, you look at that display and assume your dog is thrilled. But that frantic behavior is often masking an entirely different emotional state. We tend to judge animal behavior through a very human lens. As primates who rely on spoken words and overt facial expressions, we project our own social cues onto our pets, ignoring the reality of canine evolutionary biology. This diagram illustrates what behaviorists call the ladder of aggression. It maps how a dog's internal stress physically escalates. It starts at the very bottom with almost invisible signs of anxiety, and climbs rung by rung until it reaches the absolute top, a physical, defensive bite. Failing to recognize those lower rungs transforms a simple greeting into a catalyst for chronic anxiety, lasting trauma, and highly preventable bite scenarios. Let's look at the most common canine myth, the happy tail. A moving tail does not automatically mean a happy dog. It simply indicates physiological arousal, meaning their nervous system is activated. This split brain model shows how tail movement is neurologically asymmetric. Different brain hemispheres process different emotional stimuli, and because of how nerve pathways cross over in the body, they control opposite sides of the tail. When a dog experiences something positive and feels confident, the left side of their brain activates. This causes the tail to swing predominantly to the dog's right side. If they encounter something negative or frightening, the right hemisphere takes over. This pulls the tail the opposite way, biasing the wag to the dog's left side. The speed of the wag carries its own distinct data. A rapid, high-speed wag signifies intense physiological arousal, while a slow sweeping motion reveals a dog that is feeling tentative or insecure about their environment. Looking at a wagging tail without factoring in its speed or its biological direction is like reading half a sentence. You miss the context entirely, leading directly to dangerous misunderstandings. Think back to that dog jumping frantically by the front door. What you are witnessing is severe physiological arousal, the autonomic nervous system pressing down firmly on the gas pedal. Arousal can absolutely be positive. A dog in a state of happy arousal moves with a loose, curving spine. Their overall posture is wiggly, their muscles are relaxed, and their eyes remain soft and blinking. But unhappy arousal looks distinctly different. The spine becomes stiff, movements turn frantic, and facial muscles lock into place, holding immense physical tension. This stiff, frantic behavior is driven by the amygdala, the region of the brain responsible for processing fear. When a dog hits this state of unhappy arousal, the amygdala floods their body with stress hormones like adrenaline and cortisol. These hormones signal the brain to prioritize memories related to survival. High arousal triggers heightened synaptic plasticity in the amygdala, making the dog's brain exceptionally efficient at encoding negative events. This biological surge makes them vulnerable to classical conditioning, where a single stressful encounter can hardwire a new fear into their baseline behavior. Treating an over-aroused, fearful dog as if they are simply excited leaves them drowning in cortisol, ensuring that acute stress will eventually solidify into permanent behavioral damage. Long before a dog starts jumping, barking, or lunging, they try to communicate their discomfort to us through a quiet, subtle language. This illustration by animal behaviorist Dr. Sophia Yen documents these pre-escalation actions. Notice the panels highlighting a dog licking its lips when no food is present, or yawning when it isn't tired. Ethologists refer to these displacement behaviors as calming signals. These actions aren't signs of physical fatigue. They are active, evolutionary diplomatic strategies designed to de-escalate tension, avoid physical conflict, and help the animal self-soothe. When we overlook these tiny peace treaties, we leave the dog with no diplomatic options. To protect themselves, they are forced to abandon those subtle signals and rapidly ascend that ladder of aggression. This holistic translation guide shows you cannot look at single body parts in isolation. You must combine tail height, spinal tension, and facial muscles. A critical warning shown is whale eye, averting the head but keeping the gaze fixed, indicating severe internal tension. Our presence can serve as a regulatory anchor. By consciously adopting canine social cues, we can directly influence their autonomic nervous system to lower that internal pressure. Instead of leaning in or staring directly at a stressed dog, you can intentionally soften your eyes and offer a slow, relaxed blink. By turning your head slightly to the side, you mirror their natural calming signals, projecting safety directly to their nervous system. Lasting interspecies connection relies on humans prioritizing the scientific reality of the canine nervous system over our own social expectations.